Fischl is the strongest single target DPS that Genshin has to offer, as well as a really excellent support, making her the best character to invest in regardless if you're free to play or not. Hey guys, welcome back to another Genshin Impact guide. Today we're gonna talk about the single target DPS queen Fischl. Fischl is really strong as a main DPS when you're fighting single target, even beating out some of the 5-star characters such as Diluc or Klee. Fischl is also really good at support, being able to provide electric reaction when she's not on the field by constantly summoning your Oz and then switching to your main DPS and hitting for overload damage, electric charge damage, or superconduct. Before we move into today's video, I would like to let everyone know that I will be uploading Genshin guide every week, so if you like the content, make sure to subscribe if you haven't. Moving on for today's topic, we're gonna start with the normal attack pattern for Fischl, including the animation cancel guide. This is really important, so I encourage everyone to watch it. And then we're gonna talk about her elemental skill as well as her elemental burst and how you should be juggling between them to keep your Oz up. Finally, we're gonna cover the build option for Fischl, starting from the physical build, including the weapon option, artifact option, moving on to the electric build, and finally covering the team composition and support for her. The timestamp for each topic will be in the description below, so feel free to skip ahead if you're already familiar with some of the concept. To get started, Fischl's normal attack is a 5 consecutive arrow shot, and her charge attack fire a electric shot instead. Now what you want to be doing most of the time is actually be using your normal attack since they're really quick to come out. However, do take note that the last arrow shot have a little end lag with the little hop there, and therefore it's really important to learn the animation cancel for Fischl. To animation cancel on Fischl, you can simply do a quick dash after your 5 normal attack sequence has finished, or you can quickly use your aim shot and cancelling the end lag of the normal attack sequence. Now, however, because there's a short delay between the 3rd arrow attack and the 4th arrow attack, it is actually more optimal to animation cancel on the 3rd attack instead. Here you can see that I'm demonstrating both dash cancelling as well as charge attack cancelling. However, there's actually an even more advanced technique which is double R cancelling. Here you can observe that as soon as I finish firing my first shot, I'll double tap R to enter and exit aim mode. This is the quickest way to fire her normal attack as well as the best way to animation cancel, however it is the hardest one to pull off and require practice. Although this does give her the name Machine Gun Fischl. Fischl's D elemental skill is Night Rider. You can summon Oz with the press over E, but it's better if you hold it down since you'll be able to determine where Oz gets summoned to. When Oz gets summoned, there's gonna be a huge AoE damage, so make sure that you put in the cluster of mob. Also lasts about 10 seconds on the field and will continuously fire electric bolt to your target. Note that you can press E again to resummon Oz by your side. Fischl elemental burst turns you into Oz, allow you to do electric damage to all enemy you pass through. However, I recommend actually using this skill as a repositioning skill instead of running into the enemy, as you often take damage. You also resummon Oz at the end of the duration of this elemental burst. You can quickly cancel the elemental burst animation for Fischl by quickly switching your characters and then switching back to Fischl, making you resummon Oz extremely fast. Now with that in mind, you can actually continuously keep Oz up by rotating between your elemental skill and your elemental burst. Now as soon as you see your Oz run out, tap your elemental burst skill to resummon Oz again. And when Oz run out from your elemental burst, your E cooldown should almost be up, so you'll be able to resummon Oz from your elemental skill. Note that because of Fischl's low energy requirement on her elemental burst, as long as you keep on attacking, your elemental burst will be up the next time your Oz run out, so making it that possible to continuously rotate and have Oz permanently on the field. To summarize, you want to animation cancel after your 3rd normal attack in order to get the highest DPS, and rotate between your elemental skill as well as your elemental burst to keep Oz up on the field at all time. Now there's going to be 2 ways that you can build Fischl's, the physical damage variant or the electric damage variant. Note that the support version of Fischl is basically the same as the electric variant, so we're not going to make 2 different sections for it. Starting off with the weapon selection, the best weapon for Fischl is going to be the Skyward Harp, providing crit rate and crit damage. Skyward Harp is just overall a really strong bow, and so it's the #1 choice for all your archers. Moving on for the 4-star selection, we have the Rust weapon providing additional damage for your normal attack, as well as having an attack percentage substat. Now, attack percentage substat is really strong on Fischl because your Oz actually does scale off your attack as well, so you can double dip on that. The craftable 4-star bow compound bow is really nice as well. It provides physical damage bonus at its substat, as well as increase a bit of your attack percent as well as attack speed. Now, even though you can get compound bow to refine 5 from the craftsmith, I would actually rate refine to Rust over the compound bow, just because the normal attacks scale a lot harder on the Rust. For the artifact option, I recommend running 2 Bloodstain and 2 Gladiator set. The 2 Gladiator set is able to provide you with 18% attack bonus, and the 2 Bloodstain set is able to provide you 25% increase in your physical damage. Now, if you don't have enough crit rate, such as having less than 50 or 60% crit rate, I actually recommend switching out your Bloodstain set for the 2 Berserker set for the 12% crit rate instead. For the stat on your artifact, you want to go for your crit rate or your crit damage on your helmet, depending on which one you have less. For your goblet, you definitely want physical percent damage, and for your hourglass, simply attack would do as well. And now moving on for the Eletric build or the support build. The weapon of recommendation is going to be Stringless here. It's just really hard to recommend anything else because the Stringless is so strong, increasing both your elemental skill and elemental burst damage. Now, keep in mind the elemental skill not only increase the summon damage when you summon Oz, but actually increase the per shot damage that Oz does as well. And so the Stringless is going to be the best weapon of choice for Eletric or support Fischl. If you don't have Stringless, then any bow with high attack, ideally high attack percent substat as well, would be nice, since attack percent is going to increase your Oz damage as well. For the artifact, the 4-piece Thundering Fury is simply the best, even though you don't need the elemental skill cooldown decreasing because you can cycle between your elemental burst and your elemental skill to keep Oz up. The 40% increased damage for your electric charge or your superconduct or your overload is just really good, and so the 4-piece set is still the choice for both electric or the support Fischl. However, if you cannot consistently provide reaction, you can also switch out the 4 set into a 2 set Thundering Fury and the 2 set Gladiator, just providing the 80% increase in attack as well. For the style and artifact, just replace physical damage percent with electric damage percent in comparison to the physical damage Fischl build, and you're good to go. And now for the team composition, especially the support option, Qiqi is going to take the number 1 spot with Kaya taking the number 2 spot. They're both able to provide Ice Aura, and so they can provide consistent Ice reaction, aka Superconduct, without actually being on the field themselves. Qiqi is even nicer because it also heals you, so it solves even more problem that your team might not be able to provide. Moving on, this might surprise a lot of people, but Beidou is actually going to take the spot here. The primary reason is because the elemental resonance is able to provide the high voltage effect, meaning that you'll be able to constantly regen a lot of energy, making your overall team elemental burst more spammable. Additionally, Beidou is able to provide a damage reduction shield on her elemental burst that you can pretty much keep constantly up, and again due to the fact that you'll be able to getting a lot of energy off the high voltage passive, and she is also able to provide more electric damage just bouncing around, so overall she's really nice support for Fischl. Moving on, we have the free Hydro support who are able to constantly provide the water source, and so you can constantly proc the electric charge reaction. With Mona elemental burst being able to debuff them as well, so providing a bit more damage. Xingqiu and both Barber both have some healing and damage reduction, so those are gonna be the safer routes for Hydro support. Finally, we have Xiangling, who personally I think work much better as a power support for your Diluc and Klee. However, she's a free-to-play character, so it also works as well. Her Goba is able to provide a lot of overload as well as the attack percent increase, so she's definitely a usable support for Fischl. However, I just think the other options are much better if you provided you have them. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be uploading Genshin guide every single week, so make sure to subscribe if you haven't. And I hope that you guys learned a thing or two from this video and go enjoy your free Fischl.